Don't just tell them what they want to hear, tell them the truth. He ended up making me cry, and I stopped caring about what people thought of me. Your needs are important, period. Get into it. This will be your last chance. Hello. Welcome to another video. If you don't know me, my name is Deanne. If you do know me, welcome back. In this video, we're going to be talking about a topic that is near and dear to my heart, and that is people pleasing. Okay? I am a former people pleaser. I've seen all the struggles, and this is something that long term will really negatively impact your life and hold you back and bring you down if you don't manage it. Here's the real thing about people pleasing. You don't want to hurt or upset other people, but in doing that, you're hurting yourself. Because you're saying, here's all these people that I'm giving to, that I'm doing things for, that I want to make happy. But what about making yourself happy? What about making your inner child happy? Because often when we're people pleasing, it comes at the expense of our own needs. And it's essentially a self-love issue. Because you see all these other people and you think their needs are at higher priority than mine. And you're not asking for what you want. You're not setting any boundaries because you're seeing everybody else's needs as more important and putting everybody else first. So if you're at a restaurant, you don't want to complain, even though there's something very clearly wrong with what you order. Maybe it's cold, maybe there's a hair in it, maybe, it's like you ordered a steak well done and it's rare, you deserve what you ordered. I want to give another example too. So when I was younger, I went to the cinema on a date. I was probably like 18, 19. So I was really absolutely in my people pleasing era. And basically it was a 3D movie and it wasn't working at all. Like, it just looked terrible. It was barely watchable. But of course, I didn't want to complain. So I was just trying to watch it and enjoy it anyway. But the guy I was on a date with, he went and said, hey, like, there's an issue. And not only did they come and fix the issue, they gave us a voucher for like a 50% off movie in the future. So it actually worked out amazing. And here's the thing, you need to remove the word complain out of your vocabulary, and you need to start wording it as simply asking for what you deserve. This is the key, because you do deserve it. You do deserve, if you're in a restaurant, you deserve the food you asked for. You deserve for things to work. You deserve to be treated like an absolute goddess. And if you are not getting those things, you need to speak up. You need to assert some boundaries. You need to complain so that you get what you deserve. Point blank, period. So with the restaurant example, it's like, you don't want to upset the waiters. You can see they're stressed and they're struggling, and you don't want to like bring any more issues to them. But what about you? Why do you not deserve what you want? And this is why people pleasing is a self-love issue, because you need to get into understanding that you are actually worth it and that you actually deserve what you want. This is so important. You are worthy of everything. And for me, I spent my whole life struggling with this, and I put everybody else's needs and wants above myself. For me, the worst thing in the world I could possibly imagine was someone being upset with me. Now, I'll give an example. So I was in a gym and I walked past a piece of equipment. I accidentally knocked someone's headphones off. They had over-ear headphones that were just hanging there. And a guy came storming over and he was like, what are you doing? What if you've broken my headphones? And he was clearly just like, had like roid rage or something. And he was like just extremely aggravated. And he ended up making me cry. And I didn't stand up for myself, when in reality, if that happened to me now, I'd say, hey, you shouldn't have had them hanging there. This is not my fault. If they are broken, then we can discuss what the next steps are with that. But it's not okay for you to talk to me like this. It's not okay. Which leads me on to my next point, which is anger is the part of you that loves yourself. Now, this is a quote that I saw recently that really, really stuck with me, because I always used to say, I'm not an angry person, but what that actually means is that you're a very repressed person, because you don't feel comfortable to go to people and say, hey, I don't like the way you're treating me right now, and I'm really unhappy about this. Your anger is the part of you that loves you and is trying to stand up for you in these situations, and you're repressing it. Anger is not a bad thing. It's what you do with it and how you process it. And ultimately, it's something that's essential as you go through life and as you move through this world. If you see any injustice, whether it's towards you or towards someone else, you need to speak up about it. You need to say, this is not okay. I'm not happy. I don't like this. And, you know, my sister, she's gotten over it now, but me and my sister are both former people pleasers. But what I used to see with her is, like, if someone said to her, hey, do you want to watch a movie? She'll be like, yeah, whatever you want to watch. If someone said, hey, you know, do you want to go get something to eat? She'd be like, yeah, whatever you want to eat. You know, so everything was always about whatever made the other person happy. And this is the issue with that, is that long term, this is going to lead you to deep unfulfillment, because you're going to hit a certain point in your life where you realize that you don't even know what your own identity is anymore, because you've spent your whole time putting other people above yourself for so long that, you know, this is something that's really important. You cannot be selfless if there is no self. If you have lost, if you've completely lost your identity in other people, then there is no self for you to be selfless from. You are just over giving. You are just emptying your cup for other people. And you need to really learn how to fill your own cup first, because you are not giving at that point. You're not giving, you're not being selfless, you're not doing any of those good things. You're just draining yourself. And it's so important to know who you are and what you like and what you're into, and have your own identity and stand up for that, because ultimately, if anybody doesn't like that, they don't deserve to be around you, and they shouldn't be around you. Why are you friends with people who don't like any of the same things as you, and you are just over compromising yourself every time? You don't need those friends then. You need friends who actually are willing to hear you and do the things that you want to do sometimes. You deserve the best. It's people pleasing is a self-worth and a self-love issue. You deserve the best of everything, the best of the world. And that's what you need to get into realizing. And let's take anybody that you look up to in this world. And I'm just going to say Beyonce as an example. Okay, Beyonce goes around this world saying exactly what she wants, exactly what she expects. If she's going to be like backstage, she knows what she wants in her dressing room, and she's going to ask for it. Why do you feel like you don't deserve that kind of treatment as well? She's just a human being. She's not any better than you. She's a human being. You're a human being. You deserve the same level of treatment. You deserve all the best things in this world. You deserve. The thing with people pleasing is that it means that you're always going to settle for less. So with your career, for example, you are going to accept a lower pay. You are going to accept like doing the shitty work, because you don't want to speak up and say, hey, I deserve more. I deserve. This is like the new language. It needs to come into your vocabulary. My life got a hell of a lot better when I stopped caring about what people thought of me. This is the thing, you're so concerned about upsetting people that once again, you're upsetting yourself. When I stopped being afraid of making enemies, my life got 10 times better. I'm having the best time compared to when I was really afraid of upsetting anyone. You can still be a good and kind and loving person and set healthy boundaries at the same time. There is nothing wrong with saying to someone, hey, I don't like this. It wasn't okay when you said that to me. I don't want you to talk to me like that again. Or, you know, as I mentioned, in your career, I want to be paid more. I don't think it's fair that I take on these extra responsibilities. I don't want to stay overtime today. That wasn't like in my job description. In romantic relationships especially, you have to set boundaries of, you know, this wasn't okay, I didn't like that, I deserve more. You need to know that you deserve more. And this is for those of you who are trying to manifest your ex back. You need to stop it right now, because they are an ex for a reason. And I might make a whole separate video on this, but they do not deserve you, point blank, period. Okay? You deserve the best relationship with someone who treats you like a queen and nothing less. This is all about self-worth and deservingness and knowing that you deserve the best. And that doesn't mean that you have to be some arrogant person and that your needs are more important than everybody else. It's just about knowing that your needs are important, period. Get into it. You don't have to be this like angry, aggressive person who nobody likes and you have no friends anymore. Although maybe you will lose some friends, and that's okay. You know, you might say to a friend, hey, you know, I don't like this, I'm uncomfortable, whatever. And then they don't want to be your friend anymore. But you know what? Good. Good, fucking good. Because if they don't want to meet your boundaries, they are not someone who deserves to be around you in the first place, period. Get into it. Get into your self-worth, get into your deservingness. And I have a book recommendation as homework from this video. It's a book called Love Yourself Like Your Life Depends on It. And this is a book that radically transformed my life. And I've recommended this to so many people. Every opportunity, I recommend this book. In this book, the author says a fundamental question that you need to carry with you in your life. And that is, if I loved myself truly and deeply, would I do this? And this is something that you can ask in every area of your life. Would I accept this treatment? If I love myself, would I eat this food that's bad for me? Would I still be talking to this person? Would I be talking to my ex? You know, would I be doing any of these things? Would I be sitting here eating a pack of chips, scrolling on social media, watching videos on YouTube if I loved myself truly and deeply? If I really, really saw my worth, would I be doing this? And this is something that you can absolutely carry forward, and it's going to work wonders for you. And this is what I would like you to take from this video as a next step, that if you're doing something for someone else, or you're saying something, whatever you're doing as you're moving throughout this world, if something makes you feel bad inside, don't do it anymore. Speak up against it. And that might be easier said than done, but as you get more and more comfortable and expand your comfort zone with this, it will get easier and easier, and you'll be much more authentic, for one thing, but you will really step into your true potential. Because right now, this people pleasing is holding you back. It's holding you back from happiness in every area of your life. It's holding you back from making money, all of these things. You need to start realizing that your needs are just as important as other people's, and you absolutely deserve the world, period. It feels so much better to make other people happy and do things for other people and be a giving person when you are deeply fulfilled within yourself. Once you know what it feels like to actually feel really good and have your own cup full and have all of your needs met, that's when you can truly serve other people. It's like you need to put on your own gas mask first. You know, there's a reason why that's recommended. You are no good to other people if you're not being good to yourself. Any advice that you give is like really not going to be very good, for example, because you're drained. You can't think clearly. You're so busy draining yourself for other people. You need to stop. And also, people pleasing is actually a huge disservice to other people. That's how I want you to look at it. Another thing with my sister is, if someone gave her food and she didn't like it, she would say, oh, that was so delicious. And she would even take it to extremes to be like, this is the best, you know, pie or whatever that I've ever tasted. But the thing is, it wasn't. So be honest, and people will appreciate some constructive feedback. This is something that used to make me really uncomfortable as well. In the first position where I was a manager and I actually had someone underneath me, I felt so uncomfortable to give constructive feedback, because I just felt like I was going to hurt them, I was going to insult them. But ultimately, it's for the highest good of other people that you be honest to them rather than focus on trying to please them. But if you really care, if you really want to please other people, give them the ability to improve. Don't just tell them what they want to hear, tell them the truth. Because even if the truth hurts them, that is what they need to hear to move forward, right? So if you want to do yourself a service and do everyone else a service, start being more honest. Start being more radically honest, and you will realize there's nothing to be afraid of. Think to yourself, what's the worst that can happen? Nothing. Maybe you lose a friend. Okay, good. They shouldn't be your friend then in the first place if they're going to get that offended by you just being honest and saying how you really feel, asserting boundaries, asking for what you want, all these things. This is definitely a journey. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. And I wish you all the best on this journey. Comment below what you got from this video. If you liked this video, if you found it beneficial, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. And I'll leave it there. Okay, love you. Bye.